know what? A lot of schools in Indonesia don't let you have long hair.
I was around a number of schools and places that didn't that would check if a guy's hair was if he came to school with a mohawk and shit like that, the school would check him.
Got you. Is that a thing here though, or because in government schools I know that you can't have long hair for a fact.
Yeah. It is a thing here to a point. I mean, it depends what sort of kid you are to deal with and what their rules are. Like if you rocked up with a pink mohawk, they'd probably tell you to cut it.
Got you.
I don't know what their reasoning for that is. I mean, you could try, when I say things like, oh, I could put a target on your back, or, I could distract people, they're just easy things to say. I don't think there's a legitimate reason for stopping kids from expressing themselves.
Yeah. Makes you look neater, quote unquote.
Yeah, but who cares, man? It's I
mean, that's what we think, but the old generation thinks a different way. The older generation, at least.
Wonder what the ones later on will be thinking. Fuck.
Did the girls in your school used to cut their skirts and make them shorter in your high school?
Oh, I'm sure they used to do some sort of thing where they hitched them up or did something. But I never heard of girls I know that, but I never heard of girls at my school having to cut their skirts.
Yeah, that was a big thing in my school. And
they'd get in trouble a lot for showing Exactly. They'd get in trouble a lot for showing their midriffs and stuff like that. Yeah, because
how the fuck do you show your midriff?
What's your uniform? You get the school shirt and you a lot of bro, you've never seen this, hey. So what a lot of Aussie schoolgirls will do is they'll I don't know, I saw it happen in Perth a bit. Might be just more BG type community, but I don't know. But what they do is they'll bunch up the sides and they'll get their hair tie and they'll tie the knot off on the side, and it'll be you know what I mean? Got you. Or they'll what some of them will do as well is they'll grab the bottom of the shirt and they'll put it through the top and they'll pull it down. Got you. Why do they, that one's a bit that one though. If one of them was going for that lock, they'll go you're going to tell me off. For this shit,
That's way too risky, for sure.
Fuck.
That's hilarious, man. High school, that's.
And before that, it was jungle it is a jungle in there, bro. My sister's time was those big, long, scuffy bell-bottom type trousers, bro, and skate shoes, man. You know what I mean?
What are the Aussie uniforms like? They're two-piece.
Yeah, it's just a shirt and shorts or pants. You know what I mean? For government schools.
Oh, in Indo, it's all long pants. We don't have. I mean, at least my school, and it's that humid. No shorts. Shorts only for PE class.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
For my school, at least.
That's horrible.
It is horrible. But growing up, you didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And your class was air conditioned too, so.
Yeah.
You're not in the heat.
I don't know. Just to not even give kids an option, because we'd have, bro. All right, we'd have your school shorts. Your woolly track pants, your silky track pants, because we could go. Ours didn't have to be part of the school. In most schools, as long as you have navy blue or black track pants or whatever, you can use them. But the schools they'll offer you 3 different types of pants, 2 different types of shorts, jumpers. The jumpers were always quality, especially down South WA. I remember the jumpers were if you didn't have a jumper at school, man, you could have a long day. Yeah. Because our classes, they wouldn't put the heaters on either in the winter and stuff like that. If they even had them, maybe in later high school.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I went back through my hometowns not too long ago, man, and the schools have had some upgrades.
Yeah? My school have gotten some upgrades as well.
Oh, your school would look like a fucking spaceship right now. Then
booming for them. They opened 2 branches since I've left or some shit, bro. It's crazy.
Do they have cafeteria shops and everything?
Oh yeah.
Your school would be like a spaceship at this point, then.
No. There are crazy schools where I'm from, but mine was not one of them. But there are some crazy ass schools though.
It's just gonna take off, and
it's like a fucking whole neighborhood, bro.
Yeah, fuck. I was hearing on a podcast recently that there's a school that this guy went to, and it's 800 kids, okay, in one building on 5 or 6 levels. Could you imagine? He said you
How
had
big
to,
is this building? Small building.
Small building. He said you had to get scanned before you go in for knives and shit like that, because the corridors and everything. No, because the corridors and everything are so tight, and you got kids from different areas. You don't know, man. You can't.
Yeah.
My school was an open country town school, and we had guys just about every 3rd week bring a knife to school that you had to teachers had to sort out. Our school, in Katani, we got put in lockdown heaps, bro.
Why would they bring knives? Just
to sort out, settle beefs.
You're talking about high school here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I'm just imagining kids with knives.
Katani at one point. Excuse me, a little bit of a cold. Katani at one point was the most multicultural town in Australia, because they were having all the asylum seekers and everyone. that was the place that they started sending them when they were allowed in country.
Mm-hmm.
So we had Burmese, Thai, Afghan, Sudanese, Malaysian, Indonesian, like big communities. Vietnamese, not too many Chinese, a few Korean.
Yeah, probably most Southeast Asian.
Yeah, Southeast Asia,
Yeah.
Lao and all that sort of stuff. And Nigerians.
Yeah.
And we had northern and southern Aboriginal Noongars and Wongrais.
Right.
If I'm pronouncing that probably, if I can remember, but northern and southern. And you put all that together in a country town with not much to do, bro, and you form some really interesting, cool relationships, and you see a lot of shit go down. You know what I mean? Especially when people bring how they act in their country to another place. True. You know what I mean?
High school too.
So guys are coming to school with machetes and stuff like that, and like that end up like throwing them on the roofs and stuff like that. We'd have fights. There was a fight one day where it was like 40 people were suspended. Yeah. And it was between like a couple of different families. Yeah. And people getting tasered in the car park, bro. Like, fuck. Yeah. I was watching someone get tasered by like a cop, and like 3 others were trying to hold him down at the Katani show. At one point, this is like a teenager. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Full on teenager. I don't have teenage.
But the other thing that we had as well, bro, is ice and everything started coming through that area. Whoa, bro, whoa! And you add in Afghan.
So a bunch of high school kids on ice here.
Here's this as well. You add in like We've lost a few to ice through high school. Not dead, but just like hooked.
Yeah.
But you add Afghan and everything into the what's going on there into the mix and everything, and then for some reason people just started thinking that like Muslim culture and everything only came from like Afghan. It's do you know how many countries are practicing like Islamic type, you know? But we had mosques and stuff like that there, man. It was just
that's interesting.
Really interesting, but really, dude, we had kids from Africa at my school with the full on like tribal like scarring.
Oh shit!
I shit you not, man. It was like we had some
first generation type people,
wild people there, man. You know? Yeah.
My school's so vanilla that they expelled 2 students for smoking weed outside school grounds too, bro. They just found out they smoke weed, and they expelled the fuck out of them.
That's hilarious.
And this one dude, he got caught like stealing other people's laptops and shit, and he got suspended as well.
He got suspended.
Yeah, but no machetes or anything like that.
He didn't get expelled.
Oh no, he got expelled. Sorry.
Oh, he got expelled. I was gonna say suspension. He got expelled. Yeah, dude. I had teachers. If shit went down or whatever, this happened a couple of times. I'd be standing there holding my holding something. Or whatever. And when a teacher approached you, if they're approaching you about a situation, they'd ask you to drop what's in your hand before they'd approach you, because so many kids would come to school with weapons, bro. Yeah. Metalwork and workshop was just a playground for people to make fucking weapons.
You know what I'm thinking now, dude? Do you have any security in your school?
Nah, that was nah.
Dude, I'm just thinking right now, some schools in Indonesia, or in Jakarta at least, and especially the schools I was talking about when I said there are some crazy schools.
Yeah.
It's like an embassy, bro. Like the amount of security in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like they'll search your car for like bombs before you go in and shit like that.
Well, they can't. I guess they legitimately feel like the threat is real.
Yeah, because a lot of them are like expats' kids, or like, you know what
I
mean?
You look, like I said to you before about how much shit they found during G20 that would just blow people's minds on how many people would make explosives in Australia with the intention of like harming people with them. It's a real thing, man. You gotta.
Since that Bali bombing, remember that Bali bombing? That was a big thing.
Yeah.
Ever since then, all the malls and all the schools and all the apartments have ramped up their security.
Yeah.
So I think it's a pretty big industry back in Jakarta. Now that I think about it, when I grew up, I thought that was so normal.
Yeah, got you.
But it sounds fucking weird, right? To have that much security for a school. Would you have that here?
No, because Australia's just so like we're just not near. We're just not. One, we're so laid back. Yeah. Right. And 2, it's not like we weren't personally getting targeted through these conflicts necessarily. We'd have threats and everything. But the other thing is it's like the issue, bro, is you don't know till it sometimes happens. And we've been fortunate enough in Australia because we've had other things going on. Like if people think that there wasn't like raids and searches and stuff like that going on like daily and stuff like that when it had to be done, That'd be batshit insane.
Yeah.
But we've just been lucky enough not to be hit like America and other parts of Indo and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah. Why is that? That's interesting. Is it a cultural thing? Is it because the gap between the wealthy and the poor is so high? I don't know.
What do you mean?
Like, why do we need that much security? Why is it a threat of people bombing your school? Why is it not a threat here? Why aren't they worried that like?
Well, it depends, bro. Depends, man, because it also depends, I guess, on the pressure of your society and stuff like that. Like, I mean, losing kids at a school to a school shooting or a bombing, which is like has been regular in a lot of places and stuff like that, it gets to the point where it's like it shouldn't happen. Yeah. And so if people are going to keep doing that, then you just need to up the security measures. And we don't know if there was a school shooting in Australia or a bombing, the next day you could probably see that. There are security at the Jewish schools and stuff like that. You see guys outside in the vests and stuff like that. But nothing like what you're talking about. But we haven't had anything like that.
Dude, now that we're talking about it, I just remembered my school had a bomb threat and they sent all the kids home.
There you go.
Yeah.
I've never had anything like that, man.
Yeah. Yeah, see, it's not a thing. It's not a thing.
It's not
here.
a thing.
Yeah.
You know, so
that's interesting, man.
Yeah.
Because growing up, I just thought that was okay. That's just normal. Looking back, it's like that's pretty fucked up that happened.
No, but you know what? People say things like, "This is not normal. This is not normal." That was normal for where you were.
Exactly.
So that's the status quo. Yeah. And I knew like people come to school with like machetes, and it's like that's what I knew. And it's like I know there's not other schools out there with that issue, but I bet you there's kids at those schools with like some of the kids at the private schools with the shit they get up to, man. They got some fucking stories. Like that's just the normal.
For them, whatever.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So I think when people do that, it's like it's dangerous because then you start going, oh, it's like dangerous or it changed my way of thinking and whatnot. And no, it was just the normal for you.
Yeah.
You know?
I've never thought about it.
It probably made you more woke and alert to certain things too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's interesting. I've never thought about it. But
like, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like if it happened here, tomorrow you could see that to that level. But they'd have to in the face of the public.
Yes.
And so they should, like, you can't have that happen. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Just like COVID hitting and no one had a pandemic plan. Now everyone has a pandemic.
Exactly.
Ask her honestly if she
Hey, you lot, you're rolling with Rav and Cav. Quick shout out for listening through to the clip and giving it a watch, view, liking, subscribing, sharing it, all that good shit. And yeah, thanks heaps.
Yeah, head on over to our channel for full episodes and other content. Thank you, people.
Just doing that shit like what if I will? So what if I will? Got rolled up shit like $100 bills. So what if it's real? So what if I loaded and shoot it and kill? It's nothing I feel. She suck on my dick, I'm gripping that wheel. Oh, 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 oh.